First of all, we have here with us the coordinator of AI Pioneers project. She will make a first opening with a view about the AI Pioneers project. And then together with me, I will also take over there, and we will begin the talk with Graham and George, or George and Graham. Let's go for it, Lisa.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Anna, thank you very much. I will just start by sharing the screen. 1 second. So now I hope that everybody can see the presentation correctly. Nobody says something else, then I assume that's the case.
It's okay.
Okay. So thank you very much. I think we are all very pleased for the interest in today's workshop. And now, as Anna just said, we would like to start with a very, very brief introduction of the AI Pioneers project. As usually, people are joining our workshops who have done so in the past already. But of course, always there are people who haven't heard about us yet in detail. So we would like to start with the objectives of our project. As of course everybody know, AI spans across different sectors, including education, especially for teachers and trainers in adult education and vocational education and training. There are many, many use cases of AI. So the aim of our project is that we want to focus on research and promoting and evaluating, of course, the use of artificial intelligence in adult and vocational education and training. And we also want to focus on specific policy recommendations, on toolkits, but also, of course, on ethical implementations and all kinds of different use cases. And we want to support the AI integration and new initiatives in vet and adult education through the collaboration with different stakeholders and peoples, of course, and therefore we want to develop a sustainable network of AI pioneers in European countries. And yes, the term AI pioneer or the term pioneer is drawn from the European framework of digital competences of educators, so that pioneers question the contemporary digital and pedagogical practices and are driven by innovation. But of course, we also want to reach out to all of the people who want to become pioneers in the future so that everybody can learn from each other. If we now focus a little bit on the results that we have produced to date, we also focus regarding the European framework of digital competences for educators on the identification of new skills and competences required by teachers and trainers for the use of AI. And therefore, we have created a supplement to the DigCompEdu framework, and you can access this competences that we have created in all of the 6 areas of the framework via our project website. And feel free to have a look at it and download the document in 7 languages. And then we also have created a toolkit with a lot of AI tools, with a variety of different tools and resources that you can also access via our project website. There you can also find some curriculum recommendations, supplementary materials, but also best practices about the use of AI, especially in vet schools. And you can also access the toolkit via our project website, like all of the resources that we have created so far in the project.
So I will talk now about the network. We are creating this network of a European reference network of pioneers. We want to involve you, newcomers and oldcomers, to this project and network. And with the tools that we have available on our website, all the tools that are available anywhere in the internet and anywhere in different websites and projects. We want to create we have already a number of teachers and trainers that use AI in education and training within vet schools, in higher education in different terms. Also, we are supporting our members with knowledge and resources that, like the ones Lisa already has shown within the results of the project, and have reference points in all European countries. So if you are an active member using AI tools in your country for education and training, please contact us. We will leave our contact below via our website, our social networks. And thirdly, we are developing a community of practice in the use of AI. We are organizing events in each country partner of this project. That means in Germany, we are organizing events in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, and in Greece and Cyprus, that are our partners, active partners in this project. So if you are interested in maintaining a relationship with us, please come to our webinars that are announced in our website. Also, we have recently created a PALE group called AI Pioneers, a community within the PALE network, European network. So also in there, we have this reference network all together around it. And yeah, that's a calling for action and a calling to come to us and have content and activities that we are engaging you on. Please, Lisa. So here you have all our contacts. Especially, I give your attention to our website, where we can get a blog. We have a blog with many different information and content about AI in education, in VET especially, and our newsletter also, and LinkedIn, and our EPALE network also. Maybe one of our colleagues will put this EPALE network on the chat. I think it's already there, so that anyone that wants to join to the EPALE network and group, they can to our AI Pioneers group. So now, passing the word to our colleagues to have this talk about AI citizenship, talking about AI, also the way we can be a citizen and having AI in the middle of us, having AI assisting us, having AI doing things for us, but where is the limit? How can we use this in favor of our own lives and development as persons, as organizations, as citizens? So I pass the word to George. George is an expert in AI for a long time, and he will begin speaking about the subject of AI citizenship. George, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to this webinar. I just shared my screen. This is a presentation, as Anna mentioned, titled AI Citizenship in Vocational Education and Training by Graham Atwell and myself. Actually, this is the continuation of a keynote presentation Graham and myself did in Council of Europe middle of October. Council of Europe works a lot with citizenship and democratic skills frameworks, and they are pretty much interested on AI. So they found us, they found the project and contacted us, and so we started and we gave this keynote presentation. So now we are adapted this presentation to organize this webinar today. So let's start. Oops. Why is not moving? I need to go to, sorry, I need to go to web here. Yes. Okay. Let's start by exploring the concept of agency in AI-enhanced learning environments. You know, one of the primary goals of educators is to empower learners with the ability to make independent choices and take the ownership of their learning journeys. This is what we mean by agency as defined by Alberta Bandura in 2001, is the capacity to act independently and make your own free choices. So the integration of AI in education is here. There are many developments. It's a big hype about that, but almost everybody understands that there are a lot of exciting opportunities, but also some challenges. So, you know, AI can support agency in different ways, like personalized learning systems, so that can adapt to students' personal individual needs, or that enable them to take charge of their learning. Also, AI can act as a powerful tool for enhancing decision-making process by providing different actionable insights from all large data sets. However, we recognize that there are potential risks. For example, algorithmic bias, especially for disadvantaged or marginalized groups. There are a lot of biases in algorithms. Hallucination, generative AI hallucinates, right? Something that is perfectly text, grammar, syntax, etc., but not always is true. And also, we can see that sometimes there is an over reliance of AI tools that can undermine the critical thinking, and students just accept what is being generated by AI without any further question. We understand that those dynamics are particularly important for vocational education training. We understand also that learners need not only technical skills to use AI systems, but also they need to have the abilities to critically engage with AI, with the AI outcomes, and what is check the validity or start questioning what is coming from AI. So our goal is to foster collaboration between students and AI tool but we need to ensure that agencies remain the central to the educational experience, and the lead role is from students for students and educators, not by AI. So, okay, let's move now to what we call AI literacy. AI literacy, especially in the context of vocational education and training, it goes beyond technical skills and knowing how to use technology. It's about to develop an understanding of how AI systems work and what are their implications in different professions and trades. As AI literacy defined by Long and Margretto in 2022 refers to the knowledge and skills necessary to understand, critically evaluate, and effectively use AI technologies. This is very important part. So these three core components of AI literacy, we believe that first is collaboration with AI system. vet students, must learn how to work with AI systems, how they collaborate. AI now, it's everywhere in many jobs, in many workplaces, so they need to have the skills to collaborate with this tool, and how to use those tools in order to make their jobs more effective, more easier, and more creative, depending of the job. Second thing important in AI literacy is the interpretation of AI outcomes. It's crucial for the learners not to accept as the generative AI outcomes as is given. They need to have the skills to critically assess the validity, the relevance, and especially the relevance of those outcomes related to real-world applications. Finally, the skill also the area we see that is very important is the problem solving through AI. For example, in different trades like healthcare or engineering or graphic design, etc., learners must know how to leverage AI to address challenges, but effectively and, most important, ethically. So this is for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say that we have a student in logistics, and we have an ASI system that organize AI optimization route for delivering goods, etc. Maybe the system suggests an efficient route, but the students must account different other factors and not get this as given and say, okay, this is the ultimate solution. So we need to blend what is coming with AI with our technical understanding and critical thinking. So let's move now to what we declare as critical AI literacy. Critical AI literacy is about asking the right questions. Almost all of us, we are using AI tools and AI bots. We understand that the way we are asking the bot, I mean the prompting, it's very, very, very important. So it's those skills that help empower the learners to move from simple understanding and using AI systems to critically evaluate those systems. Also, there are other key elements in AI literacy. First is understanding the AI role in different informational ecosystems. AI systems such recommendation algorithms or social media or influence what information people see and engage with. Learners must recognize how those systems work. You are logged into social media like Facebook or like LinkedIn or Instagram. What the algorithm that decides what you see and what excludes. We need to understand this is an AI system behind that. We need to understand critically why that is working like this, and also they need to have the skills to recognize the algorithmic biases. AI is not the perfect system. It's being trained by data, and if those data are not well structured, clean enough, or including different cases, that means that the outcomes will be biased. So they need to understand that. And finally, critical AI literacy is related to understand the ethical implications of AI. They need to learners must evaluate, for example, asking question, is an AI tool a fair tool, or does this tool protect privacy? And is this tool aligns with human-centered values? We need All of those we need to ask those questions in order to evaluate different tools. This is a critical AI literacy skill. What we try to do with that is actually, by fostering critical AI literacy, we ensure that learners are not passive users of technology, but active, informed participants in shaping that understand the impact in their personal life, but also in the society. Let's move next now to what is to the work is done by UNESCO. UNESCO published this the 5th global report on adult learning and education. The acronym is GRAIL 5, and GRAIL 5 emphasizes that literacy is more than just the ability to read and write. It's a transformative social practice that shapes how individuals engage with the communities and the broader world. In this context, vocational education and training literacy must extend in different other areas like digital tools, AI technology to prepare learners for active roles in the society. There are two key aspects, and this is the work now is being done also by Council of Europe. Literacy as a driver for democratic citizenship, which means that literacy enables individuals to participate fully in democratic processes, make informed decisions and advocate for their rights. Of course, this is even more applicable in an AI-driven world that includes the ability to question and understand AI systems that influence our everyday life. And then is the integrating literacy in real-world applications. That means that literacy becoming meaningful for the learners when it's connected with real life practices, not just theories. And this is actually the essence of vocational education and training. Is about more practical skills rather than theoretical. So this is the work of UNESCO, and that is connected now with the different skills related directly to AI. And I know that UNESCO already published a framework for AI citizenship skills. I think Graham will talk later more on that. So now, in vocational education and training, is in broader sense, is literacy in broader sense is not just about reading and writing or about but about understanding, interpreting, and acting with complex social and digital systems. We are receivers of huge amount of information every day. And also, not only that, now we have the AI, generative AI tools that can produce vast amounts of information, some good, some totally fake, etc., that we need to know how we have to deal with that. So we need to, the AI literacy involves how to collaborate with AI systems. You know, not only in our during the education, but also as in a future workplace where we need to work with AI systems. Everywhere now, in more and more professions, there are AI systems that we need to know how to collaborate with. We need to interpret their outputs. We need to know, and we need to understand, and we need to learn how to interpret the outputs. Now, some of us, Giedre, myself, and Graham, we are in a group of European Commission about explainable AI, and this is one of the core parts there. How we'll understand why this output produced and what that means about the algorithm to explain the way that AI generates that. Okay, so I'll give the floor now to Graham I think, or not. Graham, is you now or me? I don't know. Graham, can you hear me?
I hear you now and you hear me now, I think.
Now it's your turn, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we've got these written on silly bits of paper. We've got our file numbers, but then I realized, of course, our slide numbers, that they don't show the slide numbers when you're presenting it. So, where
I
are
keep
we?
tracking of that.
Exactly. Look, this whole issue of literacy is emerging. AI literacy is emerging as absolutely key to AI. And look, there's to AI in education. And look, there's a huge debate going on. I was nattering with people before the meeting. The social network of respect in AI in education and AI in general is LinkedIn. Goodness knows why, because it's probably the most boring social network ever invented. But anyway, LinkedIn's where it happens. And there's definitely a swing in the last few weeks where there's always been people debating in favor of AI in education. There's always been a skeptic wing saying it's not really a very good thing. And at the moment, it's swinging towards the skeptical people. Now, you can say this is disillusionment creeping in, and you can certainly say the hype which the big tech companies have taken around the wonderful AI products they're producing and how it's going to totally solve and revolutionize education is running a bit thin. In fact, I did see a nice quote on LinkedIn yesterday. Let's see if I can read it to you. Of course, one thing they say is we've got to have AI everywhere for education because the whole education system is completely out of date. And someone said there must be an industrial revolution in education in which educational science and the ingenuity of educational technology combine to modernize the grossly inefficient and clumsy procedures of conventional education, the intellectual inertia and the conservatism of educators who regard such ideas as freakish or absurd, or rant about the mechanization of education when the real purpose of such a development is to free teachers from mechanical tasks. Not bad. And it's not Sam Altman, I can tell you that now. The person who said that was Sidney Pressey. And the date when he said that was 1921. So there's a certain continuity. Pressey introduces something called the teaching machine. And that was the first, oh dear, that's gone. Yes, yeah. Oh, well, it's going back and forth. You can go one up. You can go back one up.
Well, please. Are you okay here? Yeah.
Yeah. So the term literacy has been used in a metaphorical sense to mean knowledge or learning. But literacy actually, that kind of definition obscures the ways that reading, writing, constructing, and decoding diverse texts can support or undermine citizenship. I would go further than that. It's not actually just text which forms that literacy, but it's also all kinds of things, pictures, and all kinds of other objects which we need to be able to be literate about. And that is part, I think, of citizenship. Next slide, anyway. And I think that one of the things going on is that AI is opening the debates over AI in education are opening up a debate actually about education as a whole, just in the way that Pressey tried to turn his teaching machine as a step forward to criticize education as a whole. AI is being used in that way, but AI is forcing us to look at education, and this is great. So the whole debate's opening up. And as Freire and McCabe have said, they always saw teaching adults to read and write, not just a point of literacy, but a political act, an act of knowledge, and therefore a creative act. So literacy in the wider sense is a creative act. And that relates back again to democracy. Next slide, please. So here's another approach to literacy. And when I started researching the stuff for this, and there is a paper being published, which we'll give you details of later. But when we started researching about this, I was actually quite surprised. It's a few years since I've been involved in the literacy debates, the number of new ideas coming out. But once more, Rogers et al. And the references, we do have the references. I've actually done the references as a slide this time because I've been criticized for that.
Final slide are references, Graham.
Yeah, Rogers says it's a way of participants engaging with or in their lives outside, with engaging in their lives outside the classroom. So we need to move this debate away from the classroom as the only center of education, as seeing a wider democratic, hopefully, world as being a part of that literacy, and focus on agencies and identities for digital engagement as citizens. And the next, which might be back to George, I'm not sure. No, so here's the definition of technical democracy, which I'd never seen anything before, a definition of technical democracy. But it's when technologies, knowledge and decision-making are deliberated upon by ordinary citizens, non-experts, power holders, and experts alike, rather than specialists. So the future of education is not just something for specialists, but more than that, the use of AI in education, the use of AI in society is not just something for technical specialists and elites, but is for debate by ordinary citizens, non-experts, power holders, and experts alike. Okay, and the next. Right, this is where UNESCO come in. Okay, again, we'll come back to UNESCO. They say their citizenship education, including competence frameworks for teachers and students. So they have two competence frameworks, right? One for teachers, one for students. Quite a lot of people, I guess, have read the one for teachers. I don't think so many people have read the one for students, and probably not read it to the end because it's perhaps a little long. It's about 70 or 80 pages. And actually some of the best stuff is at the end of it. So I'd recommend you to read it to the end. But they say it builds on peace and human rights principles, cultivating essential skills and values for responsible global citizens. And that, they say, supports criticality, creativity, and innovation for a commitment to peace, human rights, and sustainable development. I'll thoroughly support that. And I'll give the floor back to George for the next slide, I think.
Yeah, that's me now. Okay, thank you, Graham. Now, one of the frameworks that Graham's mentioned before is this AI competency framework for students. And actually, this framework of competency is designed to identify those skills that are required to prepare students for both their professional lives, one, and second, as the role of the responsibilities as global citizens in a society that AI is everywhere. These competencies can be grouped in three different categories. One is related to the critical thinking and ethical understanding. Students need to encourage to develop critical perspectives on AI impact on the society, and they need to understand, for example, issues like privacy, bias, or potential misuse of the technology. And then to understand also that ethical issues are a core element of using AI. For example, is AI aligns with inclusivity or fairness? These kind of questions. Because everybody talks about ethicality and ethical use of AI, but we need to go deeper to understand and give examples to our students to understand what we mean by ethical. Ethical is a very broad term. Then the other category related to technical proficiency. So we don't talking about skills to develop AI systems or to train AI models, but they need to understand how those work. What are the main principles behind AI systems? Because I have to tell that I think the term intelligence in artificial intelligence, it's not 100% accurate. Actually, those models are predictive models of different ways. In LLMs, for example, large language models predicting text that are perfectly in syntax and grammar, etc. But not always the outcome is perfect. We need to question and we need to know how this works. For example, I cannot ask ChatGPT what it thinks about the results of the election in the United States, the recent elections, because those data didn't exist when the model has been trained. So we need to know what has been used to train this and how it works. And then another important category of skills related to curiosity and adaptability. For example, we need to foster a mindset of curiosity and willingness to learn about AI and technology. We know that every single day we have new developments, new model. It's something that is moving pretty fast. We cannot, of course, learn about everything, but starting looking and having this curiosity and willingness to learn is important aspect. And also we need to give the students the skills to understand that AI can used as a tool to support their personal growth or professional development when it's used in the right way. So this AI competency framework positions the students as proactive participants in an AI-driven world, which is very, very, very important for the near future. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Students are expected to be able to build critical views of impact of AI on human societies and expand their human-centered values to promoting the design and use of AI for inclusive and sustainable development. You know, there are three specific expectations. One is, first is to build critical perspective. Students should be able to form informed opinions on how AI affects various societal structures. From social media they are using every day, to fake news, to even to learning content that is generated. They need to understand. Okay, they need also to understand how the automation will affect jobs for the future. This will have a big impact on society. And of course, to understand what are the new opportunities in an AI-driven world, especially in technology-related sectors. Also, they need to understand that AI systems also generate a lot of inequalities. You know, there are students that have access to those tools. They know how it works. They have access to technology, to hardware. We are going to talk later about that. And there are students that they don't have in remote areas or from marginalized groups, etc. So even the AI generates inequalities. And then we need to foster civic responsibility beyond the technical skills. Learners must be encouraged to reflect on their roles as citizens in this AI future. What are the roles of students as a citizens? Are they just passive receivers of what is being offered by big corporations, or they need to be actively involved in the development of the future of those tools? Also, we need to make students aware about what are the long-term impacts of AI in different global challenges. For example, you know that the big data centers they are consuming more power than a country like Greece or Portugal. So this has a significant environmental impact. They need to know that. Also, the cost of training new models, the next generation of ChatGPT needs some billion of dollars to be trained. So it needs extensive resources. I mean, power, electric power. So we need to make aware about all of these aspects so the students are build critical views about AI. That is not the magic tool that solves all the problems. So let's move to next slide. Will eventually, this is a question we put here, that will AI eventually help humans remove the drivers of climate change and protect the planet's well-being? Or this is, do we have time or I need to go faster? Anyone?
A bit fast.
Yes, a bit faster, please.
I'll go faster. I'll go faster. So I understand that something is happening where I'm going. Okay, so this is we know that AI contributes to climate change both ways. One is consuming a lot of power. The other way is the positive way, that AI can help to develop tools that can help us to green transition. Okay, or can be used as a tool for climate action. So there are two different perspectives. So we need to be aware of both. Then we need to find ways to strengthen the connections between classroom and everyday situation where literacy citizens plays a role. We can see many examples that education is an isolated environment with a lot of theories, etc., without any connection to the real life situations. I think this is important, especially for AI and citizenship and this development of those skills, that we need to give examples and connect with real life situations. Now is Graham's turn.
Yeah, just coming back to those questions about climate. They're actually examples of activities which can be undertaken with students for building the citizenship competence. And they've got a whole series of examples like that. They're very good. They're the ones I said were near the back. Anyway, look, we've been dominated for the last 10 years, at least, probably 20 years now, by an agenda around employability. And if you hear dogs growling in the background, there's not much I can do about it. We've been dominated by an agenda of employability, with ever narrowing vocational education down. And look, John Dewey said, the purpose of education should not resolve around acquisition of predetermined set of skills, but the realization of full potential and the ability to use those skills to the greater good. And that from a long time ago relates exactly to what we're saying about AI and democracy and citizenship. So on to the next slide, because I'm going to speed this up a bit. So vocational training, according to the Council of Europe, is an integral part of education system, and it shares the broader aim of preparing learners not only for employment, but also for life as actors and citizenship. So it's not just George and me going on about this stuff. It's not just us being hopeless radicals and wild ideas. This is coming from the Council of Europe. This is coming from UNESCO. So there is a debate to be had to support this. And the next slide. And I'm not going to read all of this, but this is the initiative that Council of Europe is taking to promote quality citizenship education in vocational education and training. And what we talk to the Council of Europe about is how AI fits into this. And we think AI fits into this. The Council of Europe hadn't discussed that before, but invited us to come and talk about that. They've been working on this for 3 or 4 years now. The next one. So I think that we think the Council of Europe reference framework and UNESCO AI competence framework can provide a focus for a wider understanding of AA competencies in VET, and provides a challenge for how we can implement those ideas in practice using AI. And the next, and that can shape an educational landscape that leverages AI, but safeguards human agency, motivation, innovation, and ethics as a part of a dialogue amongst educational stakeholders. And we think that dialogue is something for AI pioneers to help those technologies advance learning outcomes and equip students for an AI-driven future. And I think the next one's yours, George.
Yeah, this is the last one. This is the last one slide. You know, we adapt this and we presented this slide, and we have very good feedback from Council of Europe, these conference participants. And this coming from a report from Forum for Information and Democracy last February, and defines AI as public good. And we think that AI must be a public good in education. We need to press that and propose those policies to European Commission, that AI system in education must be accessible to all. You know, AI could be very expensive, especially if you need to train and customize models and create something that is adapted to the needs, to specific needs of groups, not those big, huge systems like OpenAI or Claude or Gemini or whatever. So we believe that a European Commission needs to offer this to schools, especially to small schools, because universities have the resources to do it. So we need to give AI as public good and not have those big American corporations that they don't, ethical use of AI is not in their top priorities. We know all of that. So we need to have the ability to use that without lying on the big American or Chinese or whatever. So this is the last slide. This is one of our recommendation, and we hope to have see in the future. Next slide. Oops, sorry. Now I did something that is not good. Now let's move. Yeah, this is the reference Graham mentioned before, is in the slide, in the final slide. So everything we mentioned in the previous slides, you can find our references here. We are going to upload this presentation in our AI Pioneers website, and also in the community of practice in a PAL platform. We invite all of you to join. And you want to find more, Anna also presented that, aipioneers.org. You can find us on LinkedIn, and now you can find also a community of practice where you can discuss, you can raise questions, you can share ideas, you can share thoughts in an online environment in a PAL European system. So thank you from us. Open for discussions now or questions or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you, Graham and George, for this wonderful opening eyes on citizenship, democracy, and literacy, and all these things come together in a place where AI and education and education via vet schools can be empowered by more digital and civic engagement within the students community. I will open the floor for questions. Please, is anyone wanting to raise some questions? Anyone, please? There is no questions. I have a question. So I was very interested in the way you put the idea of the importance of literacy, and we within the project we have created this literacy framework, and the way you put the citizenship in the center of this literacy. How young and adults are taking decisions based on this literacy. What do you think about the AI literacy at the moment in vet schools? Because when you speak about passing to the real world with real situations within vet schools, we have this bridge between education and real world, because people are trained to this real world in this kind of schools. So is civic engagement within AI kind of mindset being taken hands by teacher, by schools? Are these principles of critical thinking, problem solving, innovation within the civic engagement? Because vet schools are a lot about engagement of people with and students and teachers that can involve them with the real world around them, because they are going to work very soon. So there is this relation. I don't know if my question is very clear, but my point is AI literacy and civic engagement there already? Do we need to stimulate this to have more critical thinkers and more innovative civic engagers in the side of the vet schools?
Yeah, of course we do. We need more. Look, the engagement with AI as a whole is all over the place at the moment, yeah? What we have basically, and what we found out through the Pioneers project, but others have found out, is that we have a pattern of enthusiastic early adopters amongst school teachers, yes? And quite often when we've talked to them, they said, we've asked them what their institutional policy is. I said, oh my God, they don't even know I'm doing the AI stuff, let alone having a policy on it. But look, we've always had this with technology, with teachers, isn't it? One of the points is teachers teach a subject. One of the problems with AI at the moment, especially because the discourse is led by the university sector primarily and the school sector a bit, but the discourse is the universities, is they're seeing AI as some general thing. And this isn't greatly helped by OpenAI, who say OpenAI can teach anything. It's perfect for teaching you anything if you just engage with it. Well, it's not true, right? And to get teachers engaged, we have to engage them through the subject they're teaching. the use of AI and the issues, the fact of citizenship is perfectly relevant, and AI is very relevant for catering workers, for workers in hospitality. It's very relevant for medical workers, extremely relevant for medical workers. But it's not the same thing. It's not the same. And for the teachers, it's not the same. And for the learners, it ain't the same. So we've got to start engaging the issue of citizenship through the occupational subjects which find a focus within vocational education training. And as you rightly say, through the outside world, because those people are going to be working in the outside world. I mean, a lot of the ethical issues are very different, actually, especially if you look at the healthcare sector, which once more AI is being put forward as the answer to save everything. It's not as simple as that, right? So I think we've got to, yes, do a lot of awareness raising, but yeah, take some of those UNESCO examples and then, as UNESCO says, relate them to the context of the learners.
Can I add here something? You know,
Yeah.
I don't have the data about if it's being is an important topic of the AI citizenship, etc., related in the vocational education and training. But I have seen a lot of curricula about teaching AI, etc., in different levels, in workplace vet and initial vet, etc. I think I didn't see anywhere this subject. Everybody's talking about, come here, we learn you the right prompting, the magic prompting. You are going to be expert on generating videos, images, text. You can be very productive. But some of them refers to the ethical use of AI, but maybe less than less than 5 are mentioning the topic of AI citizenship and critical thinking against AI. But we recognize that is very important. And here there is something else. We have the universities that are ahead, and then we have the vocational education and training that it comes in the school education. It follows the university, but it's very important to teach this topic and those skills in that. And this could be a great project of the future, a pilot project or innovative project to explore this topic in terms of vocational education and training.
Thank you, George and Graham. Let me just tell everyone the need for this interpretation that George has mentioned, to be able to interpret the data that comes out from AI tools, and to be able to validate and to see the relevance in the real world. And that will bring us with citizens that can think and talk about it and make it real in the real world. So I think we are, if there is no other questions coming from our audience, I cannot see any hands up. So we will close now our seminar. Just to tell you that we will have the next one in approximately 6 months' time, so around June. Then we will give you details on that. So thank you very much for your participation and engage with us in our networks and social networks, project website, blogs, etc. You are very welcome to participate with us in the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.